Have you ever noticed that as people get older, it's not their arms that give out first? It's their legs. Stairs feel steeper than they used to. Standing up from a chair takes a second, sometimes two, and balance doesn't feel as steady, especially first thing in the morning or later in the evening. Many seniors quietly adapt to this. They push off the armrest of the chair. They lean forward just to get momentum. Some even pause for a moment, waiting to see if their legs will cooperate. For many older adults here in the US, this happens right at home. Sitting on the couch with a dog or cat nearby, standing up to feed them, open the door, or simply move across the room. And that quiet hesitation may seem small, but it's often where confidence begins to break, long before anyone calls it a fall. Most people never talk about it, but many of us feel it. Most people are told this is just normal aging. But here's the truth. Leg weakness is not an inevitable part of getting older. It's a sign that something deeper is happening inside the body. Here's what's really going on. The moment you stand up from a chair is one of the most demanding movements your legs ever perform. Clinical patterns and research observations show that this single moment reveals most balance problems, leg weakness, and fall risk in adults over 60. Not when you're walking, not when you're sitting, but right when you stand. And what most people don't realize is this. It's not just about muscle strength. It's about whether your brain and muscles are sending the right signals at the right time. Before we begin, let me ask you a quick question. Where are you watching from today? I read and respond to as many comments as I can. And your experience, whether it's difficulty standing up from a chair, feeling unsteady near the couch, or needing to push off with your hands, may help someone else watching right now feel less alone. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple, safe, chair-based movements designed to restore leg strength at the exact moment it matters most, when you stand up. We'll start with movement number 1, but I want you to stay with me until movement number 4. Because movement number 4 is the most important of all. It affects over 90% of your leg strength, balance, and confidence when standing and walking. If this movement is missing, the others simply don't work as well. So stay with me, and let's begin. Movement number 1. Seated foot awareness press. Before we ask your legs to lift your body, they first need to wake up. For many adults over 60, the issue isn't that the legs are weak all day long. It's that the brain doesn't always feel the feet clearly anymore. And when the feet stop sending strong signals upward, the legs hesitate at the exact moment you try to stand. That hesitation is exactly why many people stop trusting their legs, even though the strength is still there. That's why movement number 1 begins seated, using a chair you already feel safe sitting in. Sit comfortably in your chair with your back supported. Place both feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Your knees should feel relaxed, not forced together or pushed wide. Take a brief moment here and simply notice how your feet feel against the floor. Now, gently press the front of your feet into the floor, as if you're testing how solid the ground feels beneath you. Hold that pressure for about 3 seconds, then slowly release. Next, press through your heels, feeling the weight travel through the back of your feet. Hold again for 3 seconds, then release. You'll slowly alternate between pressing the front of the foot and pressing through the heel. There's no rush. The goal is awareness, not effort. This movement may look simple, but it plays a powerful role in restoring leg strength where it really begins: communication. The feet are the foundation of every movement that follows. When they send clear signals, the brain responds by coordinating the muscles in the calves, thighs, and hips more effectively. In everyday life, this matters more than most people realize. Think about standing up from the couch to feed your dog or cat. Think about rising from the dining chair after a meal, or getting up from a chair near the door. That very first contact between your feet and the floor sets the tone for everything that follows. When the feet feel disconnected, the body hesitates. When the feet feel grounded, the legs respond with more confidence and less strain. As you continue pressing and releasing, you may notice warmth in your feet, a gentle alertness, or a clearer sense of where your weight is. These are positive signs. They mean the signal between your feet and your brain is becoming stronger. A few important notes while practicing this movement. Do not curl or grip your toes tightly. This isn't about tension. Keep your breathing calm and natural. Holding your breath reduces the benefit. And if one foot feels slower or weaker than the other, that's very common. Simply stay patient and work within what feels safe. Practice this movement for 1 to 2 minutes before standing up from your chair. Over the course of 7 days, many people notice that standing feels smoother and more predictable. This simple activation can improve how your legs respond by 30 to 50% during daily movements, especially when rising from a chair. If you feel this is something you can do safely today, tap like on this video. It helps me understand what's useful for you and allows me to keep creating content that truly supports your independence. And remember, this is just the first step. Feeling your feet is essential, but it's not enough on its own. In the next movement, we'll begin waking up the muscles higher up the chain, the ones that help your legs lift, step, and move forward with confidence. Movement number 2, seated knee lift, hold. Once your feet are awake and sending clearer signals, the next step is teaching your legs how to lift and hold again. For many older adults, leg weakness doesn't show up when they're already standing. It shows up in the moment right before that, when the leg needs to lift, stabilize, and support the body at the same time. This is why people often feel shaky or unsure just before standing up from a chair. Movement number 2 is designed to address exactly that moment. Sit tall in your chair with your back supported and both feet flat on the floor. Your hands can rest gently on your thighs or on the sides of the chair for balance. Take a breath and make sure you feel stable. Now, slowly lift one knee just a few inches off the chair. You're not trying to lift high. You're simply asking the leg to leave the surface and hold itself in space. Hold this position for 2 to 3 seconds, then gently lower the foot back down. Switch to the other leg and repeat. You'll continue alternating sides, one slow lift at a time. This movement does more than strengthen the thigh muscles. It retrains coordination between the brain, the hip, and the knee. When that coordination weakens, the body compensates by leaning forward, pushing off with the arms, or rushing the movement, all of which increase fall risk. In daily life, this matters in very real ways. Think about standing up from a chair to answer the door. Think about getting up from the couch when your dog jumps up and you need to follow. That brief moment when one leg has to lift and the other has to support your weight is where many people lose confidence. As you practice this movement, you may notice one leg feels slower, weaker, or less steady. That's common. It doesn't mean something is wrong. It simply tells you which side needs more attention. A few important notes while practicing. Keep your upper body relaxed and avoid leaning back. Lift the knee slowly. Momentum reduces the benefit. And stop before fatigue turns into strain. Quality matters more than quantity here. Over the course of several days, this simple seated knee lift can increase functional leg strength by up to 40 to 50% in everyday situations, like standing up, stepping forward, or regaining balance after a pause. Many people report feeling more control and less hesitation before standing within the first week. If you feel this movement is manageable for you today, leave a short comment with the word steady. It helps me understand what's resonating with you and allows this video to reach others who may need it. And remember, lifting the leg is only part of the equation. In the next movement, we'll focus on what happens when the leg needs to support your weight, the phase that determines whether standing feels strong or uncertain. Stay with me, because each step builds on the one before it. Movement number 3, seated weight shift and heel drive. After your feet are awake and your legs can lift with control, the next step is learning how to shift weight and drive through the legs. This is the part many older adults struggle with most, not because they're weak, but because the body has forgotten how to trust one leg at a time. Sit toward the front half of your chair, with both feet flat on the floor. Your posture should feel upright but relaxed. Imagine you're about to stand, but instead of rushing, you'll practice the exact preparation your body needs to feel safe. Slowly shift a little more weight into your right foot. You're not lifting the other foot yet. You're simply allowing the right leg to feel the responsibility of supporting you. As you do this, gently press your right heel into the floor for 2 seconds, then relax. Now return to center. Next, shift weight into your left foot and press through the left heel for 2 seconds, then return to center again. You'll continue alternating sides like this: slow weight shift, gentle heel drive, release. This movement teaches your legs how to accept load without panic. When this skill weakens, people often rush the movement when standing, lean too far forward, or push hard with their arms. Those compensations don't just reduce strength, they increase fall risk. In daily life, this moment matters more than most people realize. Think about standing up from a chair to walk toward the kitchen. Think about getting up from the couch when your cat jumps down and you follow. Your body always shifts weight into one leg first before the other leg can move. If that shift feels uncertain, the brain hesitates, and confidence drops. As you practice this movement, you may notice one side feels less steady. That's not a failure. It's useful information. It tells you which leg needs more reassurance and practice. A few important notes while doing this exercise. Do not rush the weight shift. Slow equals safe. Keep both feet in contact with the floor at all times, and avoid gripping the chair tightly with your hands. The goal is leg-driven control, not upper body effort. Over the course of a week, this seated weight shift can increase functional leg strength by 40 to 50% in real-life situations like standing from a chair, initiating a step, or stabilizing yourself when turning. Many people notice they no longer feel the urge to launch themselves up. Standing begins to feel calmer and more predictable. This is how standing up starts to feel intentional again, not rushed, not fearful. If this movement feels helpful, type the word control in the comments. It helps me understand what's working for you and helps others find this video when they need it. And remember, shifting weight is only part of the standing process. In the next movement, we'll connect everything you've practiced so far into the actual standing pattern itself, the movement that determines whether getting up feels strong or uncertain. Stay with me, because this is where everything starts to come together. Movement number 4. Chair sit to stand control. Everything you've practiced so far leads to this movement. If there is one action that reveals the true health of your legs, it's the moment you stand up from a chair. Not walking, not exercising, standing. Research patterns and clinical experience consistently show that this single movement affects over 90% of leg strength, balance, and fall risk in adults over 60. That's why movement number 4 matters more than any other. Sit near the front edge of your chair with both feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Your posture should feel upright, not stiff. Place your hands lightly on your thighs or crossed over your chest if that feels safe. The goal is to let the legs do the work. Before standing, pause for 1 second. This pause is important. It gives your brain time to organize balance, weight shift, and muscle activation. Most people skip this step and rush, and that's where instability begins. Now gently lean your upper body forward just enough to bring your nose over your toes. As you do this, press both heels firmly into the floor and slowly stand up. No momentum, no pushing off the chair if you can avoid it. Once you're standing, pause again for 1 full second. That small pause is powerful. It's the difference between standing with control and standing with uncertainty. For many older adults, this is the exact moment they quietly worry, especially at night when the room feels darker, or when getting up in front of family and hoping their legs respond the first time. Then slowly sit back down with control, keeping your weight evenly distributed through both legs. Imagine lowering yourself quietly, as if you don't want to make a sound. This movement retrains the exact pattern your body uses dozens of times every day. Standing up from the couch to answer the door. Rising from a chair to feed your dog or cat while they circle around your feet. Getting up from the dining chair after a meal. When this pattern weakens, people begin to compensate. They push hard with their arms. They rush the movement. They avoid low chairs altogether. Over time, confidence drops, not because the legs are gone, but because the body no longer trusts the sequence. As you practice this exercise, you may notice the urge to rush or lean too far forward. That's normal. Slow it down. Control is more important than speed. A few important safety notes. If you need to use your hands at first, that's okay. Use them lightly and gradually reduce support over time. Stop immediately if you feel dizzy or unsteady, and never force the movement. Strength grows through repetition, not strain. Practiced consistently for just 1 to 2 minutes a day, this exercise can improve functional leg strength by up to 50% in everyday situations within 7 days. Many people report feeling more stable, more confident, and less hesitant when standing, especially in the morning or late evening. This is the moment many people realize their legs are still capable. They just needed the right pattern. If this movement feels like something you can practice safely, tap like on this video. It helps me understand what truly supports you and allows me to keep creating content that protects independence. And remember, once you regain control standing up from a chair, everything else becomes easier. Walking, balance, and confidence all follow. Movement number 5. Chair back stability hold. Standing up from a chair is only half the challenge. What happens in the first few seconds after you stand is just as important. This is the moment many older adults don't talk about. You're already upright, but you pause. You wait for the room to settle. You make sure your legs are really there before you take the first step. That hesitation isn't weakness, it's uncertainty. Movement number 5 is designed to solve that exact problem, helping your legs stay strong and stable after you stand, not just during the effort of standing up. Stand behind your chair and place both hands lightly on the backrest. Your hands are there for reassurance, not support. Your feet should be hip-width apart, toes pointing forward, with your weight evenly distributed. Before doing anything else, take a slow breath and notice how your legs feel under you. Now, gently shift your weight forward just enough to feel pressure through the balls of your feet. Then slowly shift back so the pressure moves into your heels. The movement is subtle. You're not rocking. You're teaching your legs how to manage weight changes without panic. Next, lift one heel just slightly off the floor while keeping your toes down. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower it slowly. Switch to the other heel and repeat. You'll alternate sides, staying tall and relaxed. This exercise strengthens the calves, ankles, and stabilizing muscles that keep you upright once you've already stood. These muscles play a critical role in preventing that first step wobble many people experience after rising from a chair. In daily life, this matters constantly. Standing up from the couch and walking toward the kitchen. Getting up from a chair when your dog walks around your feet. Standing at the counter while preparing a meal. It's especially important at night when you stand up to use the bathroom and your legs feel stiff before your eyes fully adjust to the light. It's the moment when your cat suddenly brushes past your ankles and you need your balance to respond instantly, not a second later. If the legs can't stabilize weight changes, the brain stays cautious, and cautious movement leads to stiffness, hesitation, and loss of confidence over time. As you practice this movement, you may notice one side feels less steady. That's normal. It simply shows where your body needs more reassurance. Over time, these differences often become less noticeable. A few important notes while practicing. Keep your grip on the chair light. Gripping tightly shifts the work away from the legs. Move slowly and deliberately. Speed reduces stability. If you feel tired, stop. Fatigue increases risk. Practice daily for 1 to 2 minutes. This exercise can increase functional leg stability by up to 50% in real-world situations. Within 7 days, many people report feeling more secure standing, less rushed to take the first step, and more confident moving away from the chair. This is often the point where people realize they're no longer waiting to see if their legs will cooperate. They simply move. If you've made it this far, take a moment to like this video. It tells me you're committed to protecting your independence, and it helps me keep sharing guidance that truly supports older adults. And here's what I want you to remember. Strong legs aren't just about standing up. They're about staying steady once you're there. When you combine all 5 movements, waking up the feet, lifting with control, shifting weight with confidence, standing with intention, and stabilizing afterward, you give your body a complete system for restoring leg strength naturally. This is how you move from hesitation to confidence, one chair-based movement at a time. Stay consistent, stay patient, and trust what your body can still do. Strong legs don't disappear because of age. They fade when the body stops receiving the right signals. Today, you learned that the moment you stand up from a chair is not just a small daily action. It's a powerful indicator of your independence. In your legs weaken first, do this to strengthen them naturally. We focused on restoring that exact moment. You woke up your feet. You retrained your legs to lift with control. You practiced shifting weight without panic. You rebuilt the standing pattern itself. And finally, you strengthened the stability that keeps you steady after you rise. Each movement was simple. Each one was safe. But together, they form a complete system designed to rebuild leg strength naturally, right where it matters most. If you commit just 1 or 2 minutes a day to these chair-based movements, you're not just exercising. You're protecting your balance. You're protecting your confidence. And most importantly, you're protecting your independence. If this video helped you see standing up in a new way, please like and subscribe. On this channel, I share practical, science-based strategies to help you stay strong, even at 90. And if you want stronger legs at 90 and beyond, explore the related videos on this channel. Your next step toward strength might already be waiting there. Stay steady, stay confident, and trust what your body can still do.